We're at the end of the course, and that means you can now talk about your future. So to just go through everything we've learned again, imagine it's New Year's Eve and you want to do some New Year's resolutions, or it's the end of the summer holidays and you want to start the new school year with some resolutions, or you just fancy a challenge, or whatever time of the year it is, you have a resolution. And your resolution is that you want to practice some German, learn some German, anything in German for at least 5 minutes every day. Now that could be 5 minutes every day of the year. It could be just the next month. It could be a 30-day challenge, whatever you choose. Your resolution is you want to practice at least 5 minutes every day. How can you say this? You can use the present tense and a time phrase. Ab morgen lerne ich jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch. Of course, you can change that. You could say, nächsten Monat lerne ich jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch. Whichever way you want to do it. Okay, so that's present tense and time phrase. Future one or the real future tense. Ich werde jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch lernen. Ich werde im September mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch lernen. No, we missed out the jeden Tag. Ich werde im September jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch lernen. Ich werde nächstes Jahr. Whichever you want to say. Modal verb. Ich möchte jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch lernen. Not a bad sentence, but doesn't sound very committing, does it? Ich möchte jeden Tag. I would like to. Yeah, well, let's choose something better. Ich will jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch lernen. Now that's better. I want to. Ich will jeden Tag. Ich muss jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch lernen. Now that of course only works if you're sort of forcing yourself. If it's a must or have to because you say so. It won't work if you're doing it because your teacher says so. Even if I tell you to do it, it won't work because you're just doing it because the teacher says it and you'll give up pretty quickly. But if you tell yourself, ich muss jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch lernen. Wo ist mein Buch? Then it may just work. The verbs governing the infinitive. Now those sentences were a bit nicer. I like this one. Ich freue mich, ab morgen jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch zu lernen. Now that's a nice and cheerful and looking forward to it sentence. Ich hoffe, ab morgen jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch zu lernen. I hope. Not sure whether I managed to do it though, but it would be nice. Ich beabsichtige, ab morgen jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch zu lernen. I intend to. Hopefully you do more than just intending it and actually do it. Ich plane, ab morgen jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch zu lernen. Not a bad sentence. You could make a really good plan. You can get yourself a book or I don't know, something on the computer, Evernote, a Word document, a spreadsheet, and make a plan where you can actually make a tick list or write down what you've learned. Challenge yourself. Sit down, plan it for a bit. Ich verspreche, ab morgen jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch zu lernen. Would you promise something like this? Do you think you could keep it? Nice sentence, though. Ich habe vor, ab morgen jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch zu lernen. Yeah, I have the intention. Not bad. But then you need to do it. Ich versuche, ab morgen jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch zu lernen. If you're anything like me, you'll probably say, I will do it, and then it turns into I try, and then it may even be less. But it is doable, especially if you're only doing 5 minutes. 5 minutes is nice and easy. If it turns into more than 5 minutes, even better. Wenn ich mehr Zeit hätte, würde ich gerne jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch lernen. I bet everybody thought that. Now, if I'd said, wenn ich mehr Zeit hätte, würde ich gerne jeden Tag mindestens 1 Stunde Deutsch lernen, I could understand that people may saying, oh, I wish I haven't got the time, a whole hour. Where do I fit that in? 5 minutes may be a bit easier. And hopefully, one day you will say, in einem Jahr werde ich jeden Tag mindestens 5 Minuten Deutsch gelernt haben. Imagine that. That would mean you would have done 365 or maybe even 366 days of 5 minutes German. Doesn't sound like a lot, 5 minutes, but you would still pick up quite a few things. Food for thought there, isn't it? So, what would you do? No, sorry, what will you do? Was werden Sie tun? Wie viel Deutsch werden Sie lernen? I'd love to know. Do tell me.